Hello, this is Ron Paul with your weekly update for Monday, January 7th. I'm starting to wonder whether President Trump has any power over U.S. foreign policy at all. Many people believe that the U.S. president is just a figurehead with actual foreign policy firmly in the hands of the deep state. Trump's latest dynamic U-turn on pulling troops from Syria certainly feeds such theories. When President Trump announced just a couple of weeks ago that the U.S. was removing its troops from Syria and possibly reducing troops from Afghanistan, the neocons, the media, the military-industrial complex, and the left wing never Trump people were livid. They were silent when President Obama made the horrible decision to overthrow Assad in Syria and sent weapons to jihadists to do so. They never said a word when billions of dollars were committed to this immoral and dangerous regime change policy. They weren't interested in the rule of law when President Obama thumbed his nose at Congress and sent troops into Syria. No sooner did President Trump announce our departure than his neocon advisors began walking his words back. First, he had to endure a lunch with Senator Lindsey Graham, reading him the Riot Act, where, according to the Senator, Trump's agreed to no timetables for departure. Then his national security advisor, John Bolton, and his Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, began to tell the world that President Trump's statements on troop policy were just empty words, not U.S. policy. While Syrian Christians newly liberated from the rule of U.S.-backed extremists celebrated Christmas for the first time in years, John Bolton dusted off the old warning to Assad that the U.S. would attack if he again gassed his people. With the Syrian president personally taking part in some of the Christmas celebrations, does anybody really believe he'd go back to his office and order a gas attack? Bolton then claimed that the U.S. would shift troops from Syria to Iraq to continue fighting ISIS, and that the U.S. fully backs Israeli airstrikes on Syrian territory. Did President Trump even agree to any of this? Even worse, Secretary of State Pompeo is embarking on a Middle East tour where he will essentially tell leaders in the region that the U.S. president is a liar. According to our State Department officials quoted in a report on Sunday, Pompeo's message to the Middle East will be, quote, despite reports to the contrary and false narratives surrounding the Syria decision, we are not going anywhere. The Secretary will reinforce that commitment to the region and our partners, close quote. Calling the U.S. president's actual words on Syria false narratives, how is this not insubordination? Will President Trump stand by and watch this coup take place under his nose? Does he realize how his credibility suffers when he boldly announces a U.S. withdrawal from where they have no business being in the first place and then does a U-turn days later? Has he noticed recent polls showing that the majority of the American people agree with him? Is he that afraid to stand up to the neocons? Why should he be intimidated by the neocons? Thanks for calling this update. A new update is placed on this number, 888-322-1414 every Sunday. The written text can be found on my Ron Paul Institute website at www.ronpaulinstitute.org and on my Facebook page. Thanks for listening.